Codename: Blue Eyes White Dragon. Category: Technological Supremacy. Ego-driven instability. Seto Kaiba is a man driven by obsession and an unrelenting will to dominate. In his universe, power isn't held with fists or weapons. It's built on duels, cards, and an ancient force that ties him to something far greater than he realizes. But Kaiba isn't just some overzealous businessman. He's a strategic genius, a technological innovator, and, if the accounts are accurate, someone whose rivalry with Yugi Mutu has placed him at the center of events that defy conventional understanding. If Kaiba were to turn his intellect and resources toward something beyond his obsession with dueling, if he were to truly weaponize his technological empire, the results could be catastrophic. Kaiba built his empire from the ground up, leveraging intelligence, ambition, and ruthless efficiency. His company, KaibaCorp, has developed some of the most advanced virtual reality systems, holographic projection technology, and even military-grade artificial intelligence. If he were operating in my world, he'd be a direct rival to Wayne Enterprises in technological advancement, except Kaiba isn't bound by ethical concerns. But his most concerning asset isn't his wealth or his technology. It's his connection to the supernatural. Kaiba has repeatedly come into contact with forces beyond science, from ancient Egyptian artifacts to reality-altering magic tied to the Millennium items. His direct exposure to the Shadow Games, his possession of the legendary Blue Eyes White Dragon, and his implied reincarnation from a past life tied to the Pharaoh's history indicate that his reach extends beyond the material. And yet, Kaiba rejects the supernatural. He sees himself as a man of science, a rationalist in a world filled with mysticism. If Kaiba ever became a legitimate threat, whether through unchecked corporate expansion, technological domination, or a misguided attempt to control supernatural forces, the first step would be neutralizing his resources. Wayne Enterprises and KaibaCorp exist in different worlds, but the principles of corporate warfare remain the same. A calculated financial assault, exposing unethical business practices, undermining stock confidence, infiltrating his digital infrastructure, would destabilize his empire. Kaiba has contingencies, but even the best firewalls have weaknesses. A targeted insertion of Wayne Tech AI programs into KaibaCorp's mainframe could create temporary data blackouts, crippling his ability to control his vast network. Without his infrastructure, his reach becomes limited. Kaiba's ego is as much a weakness as it is a strength. His fixation on proving himself, on surpassing Yugi, can be turned against him. If forced into confrontation, I'd use his own arrogance to control the engagement. Feigned challenges, manufactured rivalries, and controlled narratives could lead him to make miscalculations. Kaiba doesn't react well to being outmaneuvered. Despite his disbelief, Kaiba is surrounded by forces beyond his comprehension. If containment were necessary, I'd employ artifacts known to resist magical influence, such as the Orb of Ra, or a containment unit imbued with Zatanna's protective sigils. If the Shadow Games ever threatened to resurface through Kaiba, countermeasures would be deployed to sever his connection to them before he could exploit their power. If Kaiba's actions extended into global or extra-dimensional threats, forced containment would be the last resort. A secure facility, equipped with AI-driven monitoring systems and anti-magic protocols, would be necessary to keep him under control. Kaiba's mind is his greatest weapon, so psychological countermeasures would be employed to ensure his compliance. His ultimate weakness is his refusal to believe in anything beyond logic and technology. A containment scenario that forced him to confront the reality of the supernatural could break his ability to resist. Kaiba isn't a villain. He's a man trapped by his own obsessions. But obsession leads to destruction. If he ever crosses the line from corporate giant to legitimate threat, the contingency will already be in place. Stay prepared. Batman out.